Ladies, we are on the show tonight. We are here on the show tonight. And tonight on the show, we are going to talk about San Antonio. So, what should they do? So, yesterday it was announced that Leonard does no longer want to play in San Antonio. He wants to get traded, and he would like to get traded to the Lakers. So, then the whole day, everybody was talking, The whole day, everybody starts talking. Well, they should not trade him to the Lakers because then they will be responsible for creating another super team with obviously Paul George, LeBron James, and Leonard. They should not be doing that shit. Why would they do that shit? They would be stupid, they would be responsible for creating the super team. I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. But let's look at the situation here. Philadelphia, I don't think they have enough. I do not think Philadelphia has enough to trade for Kawhi Leonard. I really don't. You look at the Celtics. Do the Celtics have enough to trade for Kawhi Leonard? I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, what can they offer you that can put you if they say a first-round pick and Kyrie Irving for Kawhi Leonard? Is that going to... How far is Kyrie Irving and LaMarcus Aldridge going to go in the West? You're going to have to deal with the Warriors. You're going to have to deal with Houston. LeBron James and Paul George may still go to the Lakers. You may be a fifth seed. What can the Celtics offer you to make you... the best that they could do is, like I said, give you a first-round pick and Kyrie Irving. And then you give him Kawhi Leonard. But is that enough? Is Kyrie Irving and LaMarcus Aldridge going to win your playoff? Hell no! Well, they may take you to the playoffs, but they're not going to win your championship. I'm like, this is going to have to be... San Antonio has got to do this, has got to think of when they start negotiating a trade for Kawhi Leonard, they have got to think, we're not going to get equal value for this man. We're not. What the best we can hope for is getting Kyrie Irving from the Celtics. Is that going to win us a championship the way things are right now with the Warriors? No, it's not. So if I'm the San Antonio franchise, I'm saying, look, we do not want to trade this guy, but he does no longer want to be here, so we have to trade him. But we have to look for a deal more for the future. We have to think more for the future, not for right now. So to me, they have to go, if you go to the Lakers, they have players who are just in year 2, 3, they're young players. They can offer you, the Celtics, they're most likely not going to offer you Jason Tatum. And to me, in this situation, that's what you probably rather have. Other than instead of Kyrie Irving, you probably rather have Jason Tatum. I don't think they're stupid enough to offer you Jason Tatum. But the Lakers, they're willing to offer you Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma. Wouldn't you rather take that than Kyrie Irving? And because with Kyrie Irving, you already know what you got. It is not enough. Unless you can get unless the next year or two, you can get Kyrie Irving to resign, and then you can get another superstar to play along Kyrie Irving and LaMarcus Aldridge, you're not going to go anywhere. Where if you get a guy like Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and a first-round pick. Look, if you think about this situation, if you're San Antonio, and you make a deal with the Lakers, you trade Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers, and you get in return Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and their first-round pick. You can also get Julius Randle, who's a free agent, and you don't even have to pay. To me, you don't even have to pay Julius Randle the max. You don't. He's still a young player, and then all of a sudden, all those young players that were supposed to be part of the Lakers' future, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Julius Randle, are part of San Antonio's future. You trade Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers. In return, you get Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, a first-round pick, and then you also go and turn around and sign Julius Randle in free agency, and then all of a sudden you have those 3 players, and like I said, you don't have to sign Julius Randle for the max. So then you have a situation where now you got those young players that the Lakers used to have, and now in the future you can create another team. You can bring maybe 1 or 2 superstars to play along with those guys, and it gives those guys more years to develop, and they can develop more faster, because obviously we all know they're going to develop more faster under the coaching staff of Greg Popovich than under the coaching staff of Luke Walton. Too stupid. So to me, it's like, do you want to have a Kyrie Irving and a Marcus Aldridge and try to compete? Right now, you're not going to be able to compete for a championship, or do you look at the future and say, hey, okay, we will be responsible for creating a super team at this moment. A super team we're not even going to be able to compete with no matter what we do. So, hey, let's look at this Kawhi Leonard thing as a future trade. We give him Kawhi Leonard, who's in the prime of his career, and MVP finals, and instead we get young talent. You look at guys. These 3 guys could be stars. I think Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle are going to be stars in this league. And you know, Greg Popovich coaching staff, they get the most out of the players. So to me, I think San Antonio, if you make that trade and you get Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and then sign Julius Randle in free agency, to me, San Antonio is they're going to have a better season than last year. I think they can. With Greg Popovich, I think he can speed up the process of developing these young guys. I really do. And then maybe next year you can get maybe Klay Thompson. I don't know. And slowly start building something. You know, San Antonio, nobody can develop players better than San Antonio. If they could develop DeJounte Murray and Patty Mills and Danny Green, don't you think they're going to be able to develop guys like Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma to become stars, or at least very good players? I think they are, and if you don't, you're too stupid! You're too stupid! Simple as that. I think they should do that. I think a lot of people are, no, you cannot do that, because then you're going to be responsible for, you know, if you trade Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers, then obviously, you know, LeBron is coming, and then, you know, Paul George may come as well, and then you have a super team that no matter what San Antonio does will not be able to win. And even if they don't trade Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers, they're still not going to be able to compete next year. And you're in a situation where, okay, they give you Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving can walk away in free agency next year, and then he leaves you high and dry. What, are you going to get a draft pick? I mean, Jason Tatum? Are they going to give you Jason Tatum? I don't think so. They'll give you draft picks? What do you rather have? Guys like Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, who are kind of proven already in this league and shown, then have to waste time on a draft pick. And plus, you would also still get that draft pick from the Lakers. I think it's not as bad as people say if you trade them to the Lakers. Lakers have good young players, and you know Greg Popovich, he gets the most out of anything. So Brandon Ingram, he's gonna get the most out of him. Kyle Kuzma's going to get the most out of him. If they sign Julius Randle in free agency, they're going to get the most out of him. Like, you're still going to have LaMarcus Aldridge. All of a sudden, you have a pretty good front line, and Julius Randle and LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's really not. As far as San Antonio's future goes. With the Celtics, they're just going to give you draft picks. Or they're going to just say, okay, flat out, Kyrie Irving for Kawhi Leonard. And then what, Kyrie Irving walks away in free agency to go to New York or something? I think, if you think about this shit like a smart man, You're better off for the future. Not for right now, but for the future. Making a trade with the Lakers and continue to develop a guy like Brendan Ingram, a guy like Kyle Kuzma. You sign Julius Randle in free agency. You continue to develop him. You have LaMarcus Aldridge. That's a playoff team if you ask me. You know how Greg Popovich does. You know how amazing he is at developing players. That to me could be a playoff team next year, to be honest. I don't think it's as bad, ladies. I really don't. San Antonio trading Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers is not as bad as you think if you're thinking about San Antonio's future. Not the present, but the future. I'm going to make another video very soon here about Houston's future because I don't think they may be around as much as we think nowadays. They had a very good season this year, but I'm hearing some stuff around that franchise that they're not getting LeBron James. And Chris Paul may leave as well because he's asking for way too much money. So Houston may not even be in the way in 2 or 3 years. The Warriors... Steph Curry just signed the max last year. Kevin Durant's getting the max this year. They're not going to be able to afford Klay Thompson. So in 2 years, it's only going to be Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. You have a better chance of beating just those 2 players than you do these 3. Draymond Green may leave as well. You just may not have it unless both of those men. And I love Klay Thompson, and I think he's a team player. But at the end of the day, the man has 3 championships. I think he's going to want to go get his money. I really do. I believe this is the last year of this Warriors team. I believe Klay Thompson will leave after this year, and he's going to want to go somewhere else and get the most money possible. He deserves it, and he's going to want it. To me, it is horseshit if you believe Klay Thompson right now saying he will take less money. Trust me, when it comes down to it, Klay Thompson is going to end up leaving and wanting to go get more money. You got 3 championships. You might even get 1 more this year. We'll see what happens. Now, I believe if the Lakers get Paul George, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard, that's all she wrote for this Warriors team. But we'll see what happens. But if you look at this shit, it's this Kawhi Leonard situation more as at the future. You're in a better place than you think. And trading him to the Lakers is not as bad as you think. Houston, they're most likely not getting LeBron James. Chris Paul may not stay there because he wants too much money. He's 33 years old and he's softer than toilet paper. Who the hell's going to give Chris Paul a 5-year deal worth $200 million? You would have to be too stupid. So Houston may be out of it as soon as next year with just James Harden and a bunch of normal players. So Houston's not going to be in the way anymore in a few years. The Warriors, they're probably going to have to let Klay Thompson leave in free agency. Think about the future. Don't think about today, think about the future. Spurs, if you're watching this show, at this moment, it will not be the best situation. But if you think about the future, think about what Brendan Ingram can become in the future. Think about what Kyle Kuzma can become in the future. Think about what Julius Randle can become in the future. Then you look at Houston. They may not be a championship threat in 1 or 2 years. The Warriors, they're going to lose Klay Thompson. They're not going to be as good. If Paul George, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard team up in Los Angeles, LeBron James is going to be 33. In 2 years, he's going to be 35. Eventually, he's going to fall off too. It's not as bad as you think if you look at the future, ladies. It's really not. You just got to think more about the future than about the present. Alright, that's what I have to say for this show tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight on the show. Happy Father's Day here on the show. Anybody who's a father, shout out to you guys. For tomorrow, I don't know who's the father. I think Marty's the father. I don't know who else is the father. What the fuck just happened? I don't know who else is a father on the show. But until next time, I am the man that runs the place. And until next time, what else can I say but thank you? What else can I say but thank you? I am the man that runs the place. I am seeing I'm about to have Chick-fil-A diarrhea. I'm about to get some Chick-fil-A. I already have some milkshake, Chick-fil-A. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe some seafood. You don't know. The Mexican fat ass is getting ready to have a great dinner. You already know. Oh shit, I just farted. Anyways, until next time, I will see you later. And I will see you later. And I don't even... What the hell?